Welcome back, you filthy animal. Now, before I get on with the review, I need to talk about John Candy, and forgive me, because in my last review I failed to mention he was in the first Home Alone film. He played Gus Polinski, a poker player who helps Catherine O'Hara out by driving her home to her son. Now, I find the story behind his casting very interesting. They wrote that role for John Candy, but they were thinking he wouldn't do such a small cameo. They agreed to give him 10% profit of the film, but John surprisingly turned it down, said he did the cameo as a favor. And I guess you know the rest. Now on with the review. Home Alone 2 takes place a year after the events of the first film. Well, actually it's 2 years, but who's counting? You didn't think the same thing could happen to Kevin McAllister twice, but surprisingly it does. Well, they're in a rush to get to the airport. Oh, Kevin makes it to the airport this time. But so much confusion, he mistakes a man dressed in the same coat as his dad, and not knowing he got on the wrong flight to New York. Although Kevin's a little dismayed when he sees he didn't make it to the same spot as his family, Kevin does his best to live things up. That's how Kevin McAllister is. He uses a recorder that he has at the beginning to get him checked into a fancy hotel. You guess you'll notice a Donald Trump-like cameo. I mean, when he made a cameo in that, when I saw this movie for the first time and I saw his cameo, I hear a lot of people snicker in the audience. And what are the odds that the Wet Bandits, who Kevin defeated in the last Home Alone movie, escaped, and what are the odds they end up in New York, the same place Kevin is? What are the odds? They want to take revenge. They want to rob a toy store. Will Kevin defeat them before it's too late? Well, you pretty much know that answer, but I want you to see the movie to find out for yourself. I gotta say, is it a rehash of the first film? Well, in some ways, yes. Except you take it to a different location. This time he's not actually home alone, he's lost in New York. But it does have the same joyful magic that the first film had, and Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci as Harry and Marv. I mean, okay, this is nothing against them in this film. They were good, but they couldn't think of two other criminals for Kevin to go up against. I mean, you could have still done that and rehashed you could have changed a little bit of that, but nonetheless, they were good. The traps are just as insane, but fun. I mean, they're intense. I mean, people say those kind of situations that you put the criminals in the traps, they could get hurt, they could cause damage. Well, this is a movie. You wouldn't do some of that stuff in real life. It would cause damage. Catherine O'Hara was good as Kevin's mother, So was John Hurt as his father. So was Devin Rattray as Buzz. I mean, he does shine a little bit more in this film than he did in the last film. Although he doesn't do it as much, but he does have his moments. The best Buzz moments. Let's not forget Tim Curry and Rob Schneider as bellhops. Tim Curry is a suspicious bellhop. And Rob Schneider's bellhop, the running gag with him is he just can't get a tip. Oh boy. Yeah, Tim Curry just kind of has the funniest facial expressions ever. He just he doesn't even have to say a word, and you'll just go, whoa, ho, ho, and all that stuff. Yeah, Tim Curry just makes that work so well. Yeah, the The scenery is also good. I mean, and all that. I mean, and let's not forget Brenda Fricker is the lady with the pigeons on her. I wouldn't say she doesn't give a real much of a scary presence as the old man in the first film, but she's a delight. The scene she's in, and I think she has good chemistry with Macaulay Culkin. Culkin is good as once again as Kevin. I mean, he really shines. He's probably 11 or almost 12, but he still looks like he could pass for 10. I like the way nowadays he kind of made peace with this Home Alone thing. You saw him do the Angry Video Game Nerd segment with the Home Alone games, and you saw him do a commercial, kind of, sort of briefly reprising his role as Kevin in a fun way. When I first saw Home Alone, and I heard there was a sequel, I didn't think a sequel would be needed. I mean, is this a film series? Is this a film series that needed to be a series? No. The first Home Alone was good in its own right. It stood the test of time. It told an interesting story. It makes you stretch a series of disbelief, knowing this could probably never happen in real life, not in a million years. But it was an entertaining film, and was a sequel even necessary? No, but you know how the money is. The money piles up, makes $1 billion, and the sequel is written up immediately. Immediately. Now, was Home Alone 2 good? Yes. Was it a sort of rehash? Yes. But it's still a fun movie. I mean, I don't go in expecting nothing more or less. I give it a 9 out of 10. Bye-bye.